Mildew, what is one thing working at Subway for 6 years has taught you? In case you didn't know, a few days ago marked my 6-year anniversary working at Subway, and I heard that if you subscribe, you'll see the next 6. So please subscribe. But there's a lot of lessons that I've learned throughout this journey at Subway, and I know there's automatically going to be some percentage of the audience that's like, what could you learn working at Subway? I mean, it's like a fast food job. It's Subway. But there are some life lessons that I have learned along the way. I think that no matter what your job is or what you're doing in this world, you have a purpose, and you can learn a lot from whatever you're doing right now. I mean, you don't have to be like a level 10 executive at some like Fortune 500 company to get lessons out of your job. You could literally be somebody working at a Subway getting the most like deep, ambiguous life lessons that you could imagine. So I have a few of them that I'd love to share with you guys. I think the number one lesson that I've learned in my time at Subway is that you have to cater to your customer. And by that, I don't mean letting a customer step all over you. I mean, there's definitely boundaries with that kind of stuff. But having a conversation with somebody, especially if they're walking through the door and you've never met them before, is a really helpful thing. Especially in the business world, it's as if you're like making somebody feel comfortable in your shop, and you learn so much by just talking to people as well. Like, that's the number one reason why I recommend a job at Subway or some place with a lot of communication. People that come into your store teach you so much, and you don't even realize until like days, weeks, even months later the learnings that you get. Now, another thing that I've learned is that you need to always be on time with this kind of stuff. I'm in a blessed enough position where my parents own the Subway, so it's like if I'm late 1 or 2 times to a shift, it's not that big of a deal. And I mean, they're super nice about it. Like, if somebody's late, like, usually nobody really cares. But if somebody has a boss that's a stickler for time management is such an important thing that you have to be on top of. There have been so many times where I've taken a nap or like I've just not been in the mood to go to work, so I delayed it, and I would show up like a minute or two late, and I'm like, dang, like I feel bad. I made my coworker wait this minute or two just because I was being lazy. Like, this isn't fair. So I cut that out of my routine, and I think that's something that pretty early on, if you're working at any job, especially fast food, you got to cut out pretty early. And my third and final tip, especially regarding Subway, and I'm pretty bad with this, like I'm being pretty vulnerable right now, you have to watch how much of the food you consume. Like, you can't fall into the trap of eating Subway every day or having like a cookie every day, because that quickly adds up. When you're working a fast food job, you have this food around you, and oftentimes it looks pretty amazing. I mean, it really depends on what store you're working at, if I'm being honest, but like at Subway, to me, it always looks really good. And there's a really easy trap to fall into where it's like, I'll just eat Subway every single day, and then I'm like, I had a cookie yesterday, so I'll have another cookie today, or I drink a lot of soda. Like, these are things that you have to be very wary of, especially if you're working in a fast food job. These calories quickly add up, and over the past few months, they have not been the best strategy of eating for me. But I'm sorry to cut back, and I think it's important that you are able to recognize when you're eating too much and when you're not eating enough. But the food at Subway and most fast food restaurants is really nice to have. It's an amenity. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like and comment down below what your favorite food is, and subscribe to the channel for more videos. I love you guys. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Peace.